All right, bang, bang. It is episode 10. Welcome to the Dave Portnoy Show with Eddie and Company, presented by Taser. They got the Taser Strike Light and the Taser Pulse Plus. They're the products we're looking for, people. If you want to get in the game, Taser, we're all in on them, right, Dave?
Yes, we are. They're a big fan of the show.
Yeah, Taser Strike Light. It's a high-powered flashlight that can repel an attacker. Taser Pulse Plus. It's the same personal defense device used by law enforcement. You got to protect yourself safely. You can't be out there, defenseless. Get a taser and defend yourself.
And support the show. They're big fans, blah, blah, blah. We love them. They were the ones who jumped in when the CBD went. So support the show, buy a taser. It's a good thing to have, too.
For sure. Taser Strike Light, it's a rechargeable high-intensity flashlight that repels attackers. The Taser Pulse Plus is perfect for home defense, like your elderly parents who don't know how to shoot it or don't want to have a gun. So to get your Taser device today, go to taser.com and use promo code Barstool for 15% off. That's taser.com and use promo code Barstool for 15% off. Please note, a limited number of states require a permit for use, so make sure you're looking into that. And they cannot be purchased in Hawaii or Connecticut. It's that easy, folks. Go get a Taser. Protect yourself when you're walking your dog or, walking home alone. Definitely get a Taser. Also, we want to say that today's show is brought to you by Slice. Slice is the official pizza delivery partner of One Bite. Dave, I'm sure you could say a ton about Slice.
Well, yeah, they've come on in a big way, and they are friendly to pizza places. So if you're ordering pizza, the pizza place gets more. It's built for the local pizzeria. And, again, it's a kind of natural fit with my One Bite stuff.
Yeah, it's the official delivery partner. You can see the Sliced pizza shops in your local area. Slice makes ordering pizza online easier and quicker. It's the only place to find the best pizza in your local area, like I said. So go to the One Bite app. They're partnered with Slice. Slice works with 14,000 local shops, and they saved local pizzerias $200 million in fees. You can order now with using Slice on the One Bite app. Order today. Use promo code Dave for $3 off your first order. Download the Slice delivery app and use promo code Dave for $3 off your first order. Once again, all right, Dave, it's a Thanksgiving Day special. So like we said last week, we have two guests for today. We're going to have Frank the Tank. He's going to come in shortly. He's going to sit next to you.
That should be exciting.
We have your father.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I can hear my dad in the background. No? Well, no, Frank, you're not ready yet.
Are we ready for Frank?
We can bring him in. We'll bring him.
I thought you said
Frank.
Frank's now. I thought you said.
Yeah.
Right.
Bring it on. Listen, the thing is, we're just throwing it in. We're piling them in. It's a Royal Rumble, and we're going to see what's going to happen.
Okay. Welcome, Frank.
Welcome, Frank.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Frank, all right. So you guys are in here. Mr. Portnoy will be joining us shortly. Obviously, Dave, we want to talk about his mini golf video. Did you see it? It was almost an hour long against Doug's. He broke his putter.
I heard about it. I didn't see it. But I do know we have to do some sort of series with Frank and Doug's, like a mini golf tournament, and get it sponsored.
And how's it been going so far, Frank? You liking? How many weeks have you been full time so far?
This is my third week coming to the office every day, or a couple times a week, and it's going really good. Working on tonight's On This Date right now. Very famous boxing match 40 years ago. I've been shooting some videos, doing different things, lowering the bar. I got lowering the bar. I actually contributed to lowering the bar this week. I brought in the item, and people are cursing me for it.
What was it?
It's Thanksgiving dinner candy corn.
Thanksgiving dinner candy corn.
Yes. Doesn't taste anything like Thanksgiving dinner. It tastes terrible. It tastes like chemicals.
I'm not a big candy corn guy in general. I didn't know they made a Thanksgiving-style candy corn.
Neither did I until I walked into Walgreens.
Huh.
So what do you think so far, Dave? How's Frank doing?
I think he's fitting in well. Obviously, the stool streams, he's a big hit on that. So far, so good. I think it's been a long time coming, and we're glad that we could give him a job. And there's my dad. But yes, so I think so far it's been pretty well.
And Tank, how are you enjoying it? Do you miss the courthouse at all? Are you happy you're here?
I don't miss the courthouse at all. I have great stories, and the stories I'll have, but 16 and a half years is more than enough.
Mr. Portnoy, how we doing?
I'm doing great. I got a special guest.
My mom.
Oh, there we go.
Hi.
Hi. My mom texted me yesterday and said she was crying, making my dad like a turkey sandwich of some sort.
Baked potatoes.
I haven't got that yet, by the way.
Yeah. So is it just you two for Thanksgiving?
It depends on the weather because it's supposed to be rainy, and if we can't open everything up, then it will be just the two of us. Yeah.
Got it.
And you probably don't have to call us now on Thanksgiving.
No, he does.
I will call. I will
Thank
call
you.
on Thursday. Yeah. Yep. I think I'm just going to be in New York, I think.
Yeah, you mentioned that. Is it decent there?
Yeah. It's like 40 and sunny today.
You know what I was thinking, Dave, as I was getting nostalgic, what your life would have been like at this time when you were younger and you didn't have any sports.
What?
When you were younger, growing up, and sports was a big part of your life, and today you can't play sports, what it would have meant to you or what it would have been like not being able to.
Oh, you mean when we're actually playing sports?
Well, when you were younger, if this ever happened, God forbid. But I'm saying all these kids now that their whole lives. I mean, I wonder how you would have felt about it.
Yeah, well, I probably would. I would have felt the same way I probably feel now. That you gotta let people make their own decisions. I know. I don't know how you. I know Dad disagrees with that, but
you wouldn't have been able to make those decisions because the coaches are making those decisions.
well, the coaches aren't.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
Well, they're being told, but I mean, you have to follow what the rules say.
Well, yeah,
so
right.
it's not
It would not have been my choice, and I feel like it should have been my choice. I feel like it should be people's choices. I've been pretty clear about that.
All right. That didn't answer my question.
Well, no, it would have sucked. I mean, obviously, it's terrible. It's a very unique situation. It stinks for anybody.
I agree.
Are you guys going to miss not having Dave there at the Thanksgiving dinner this year?
Are you trying to do Eddie like a what is that movie, Jerry Maguire, to make him cry?
Well, no, I was just,
What are you doing? Are you going home?
Me, yeah, I think so. I got a smaller family, so I'm going to go home, I think.
What does that have to do with it? I only have two. What? Smaller.
Well, I want to know how he.
No, I know Eddie. I know, but the smaller family. I mean, we don't have huge gatherings.
No, we don't. I don't know where you're going.
Yeah, but Dave's he's flying here, he's flying there. I'm just in the same city. I'm just
Eddie. I meant to say something to you at the very beginning. Hello, buddy.
There we go. he just buddied me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get to see Dave very often, and so that's one time I know we're guaranteed. So
I told you are you guys gonna get the vaccine?
I don't know when it's going to be available.
That'll be soon, and then when you do that, we can have Thanksgiving.
So, what are you all thankful for?
Dave, how you feeling? You don't seem like you're in the jolliest spirit. It's Thanksgiving week, Dave.
Yeah, no. I was in a bad mood coming in. Well, no, I've had a good run. Things are going well here at Barstool, so obviously everything's.
You said changes need to be made.
Yeah, that's just internally. I still need help creatively, so I don't have to think of everything on my own, and that hasn't changed at all. So because I'm just getting pulled a million different directions, I don't have time to sit on anything. Now, you've been good with this show, Eddie, but like we filmed BFFs, which is popular, and we just have nothing to talk about. It's like no one's giving it enough thought, and it's hard. But I know if I sat and thought about it, I'd come up with ideas to make it work, and there's not one. Like I was sitting, I got to do a pizza. What's that noise? I got to do a pizza review for Black Friday, right? So we can move merch. Nobody's mentioned that. I'm the only one thinking about that. I should have probably had a video for the merch. I got to find a pizza. It's just like no one's doing what I need help, like a true, hey, let me take stuff off your plate thing. And it bothered me right in before because we filmed right before this, BFFs, and it sucked. We didn't have anything and it won't work. So
maybe you have to be like our new president to be and get some new people into the stream of things that are going to be actively involved.
Mm-hmm.
This certainly isn't going the way my stuff usually goes.
What do you mean? Well, I don't know, Eddie. And this is Eddie's show. Eddie looks like he's got nothing for today.
Well, this is what. Well, you're not really playing along, Dave. It's just
playing along for what? You haven't asked anything.
I
Eddie.
agree with something. I agree with you, Eddie. I don't know if it's because my wife's coming on a serious note here.
Playing along how? What do you want me to do, Eddie?
Well, we got Frank there. He's wearing a turkey hat. You got no comments on his hat.
Well, he's been wearing. I've seen the hat. He didn't catch me off guard by the hat.
Mrs. Portnoy has joined the show. She doesn't read into content. That could have been a good avenue, and you're pouty Dave.
I'm not pouty. You haven't said anything.
You know what? I have a hat too.
Yeah.
She just happened to have it with her.
Because I have nothing else to do in my life.
These are not for sale, Eddie.
Well, they might be for the right price.
Oh, there we go. We can get those in the store.
That's just a winter hat?
Well,
that's just a winter hat. Okay. Looks good.
No,
as opposed to what?
You made that?
Made it.
What do you mean you made it?
Yeah.
You know how to knit?
I knitted it.
What is that? What do you think that means? She made it.
I knitted it.
I didn't know I've never knew you knew how to knit.
She could make one like Frank's too if she had to.
No, I couldn't replace that.
Since when have you learned how to knit?
I used to knit all the time. But I've had nothing in my life, so I started to make hats, and I figured I'd donate them to, the poor or somebody. I get something to do.
Do you mean because you guys don't leave the house because you're stuck in COVID lockdown protocol?
Yeah, pretty much.
Very warm. I want to tell you, it's a very warm hat.
Prisoners also knit when they're locked down, so it's natural.
There you go.
Is that all they do, Frank? I thought there were more.
What does he do?
Prisoners. He said, I think they do more things that aren't quite as nice.
What is that?
Well, knitting is the nice thing they do. They knit things and they give things to their kids. That's their present. They're in jail.
The prisoners.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Well, what about this,
that's
Mr. Portnoy? I remember Dave was making fun of the way you carved a turkey a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
That didn't happen the way he said it.
Yes, it did.
It did.
100% did. He cannot carve a turkey. That's a fact.
And he should just let it go because he can't.
He can't.
Well, I didn't bring it up.
Well, but you
Thanks, Eddie.
You denied it. I mean, and that is an annual tradition that he can't cut the turkey. There's a couple annual traditions that we'll miss. He can't cut the turkey, and there's always the dispute about how the turkey is cooked. I think you blame the way you cut the turkey on how it's cooked, which is irrelevant.
Well, I want to tell you, now I'm going to get on the wrong side of your mother here, but it doesn't help when you put a turkey in upside down either.
I did do that last time because you couldn't buy a small turkey. There were no small turkeys available. So I bought this 40-pound turkey and I couldn't move it. So I just plucked it in the oven and it was, but I don't usually.
Not a good way to cook a turkey.
Are you still cooking as though Thanksgiving's happening, Mom?
Yeah, on a simplified, I did. I told Dad he could have a potato tonight. I made my potatoes.
Yes.
Stuffing and turkey and applesauce and popovers and.
We may still see our grandchildren. We'll know.
I would have come
depending on the
and
weather.
dropped off some food to you, but it's too hard getting in and out of the States now. I would have done the ride.
You mean on the train? What do you mean?
No, I
it's
would
too,
have driven.
We were going to drive up.
what do you mean it's too
Drop it
hard
out.
to get in? Is there like border? What does that mean? There's
Yeah,
like roadblocks? I
Coming
don't,
back into the state, you can't. You got to get either a COVID or you got to be quarantined for 2 weeks.
What?
Massachusetts becoming very strict.
yeah, but no one knows. I mean, there's a million different ways to enter the state. How are they?
I actually thought you were going to Florida.
I didn't know what I was doing all the way till I wasn't sure. I mean, there's a chance I still may go somewhere, but I don't think so. But I don't know what you mean. It's too hard to go in and out of the state. I don't think that's totally true.
Well, I thought what would happen is because I don't know what your situation is relative to the COVID, but we'd obviously be very careful about what it was. So I just envision you running down from your apartment. We'd hand you stuff. We'd turn around and go home.
Yeah,
that didn't sound like a very good plan.
Oh,
to
I
me.
thought you meant like
That's what I was-
when you said difficult, I thought you meant like roadblocks at the state border.
I did. Well, I did. I don't
I
know
don't- I don't
exactly
think
what
that-
they're
That's-
doing.
I don't think that would be a big issue either if you don't get out of the car.
There's definitely no road. I don't understand
Take
how.
Frank, you could sit in the back seat with that hat and we'd get arrested.
Boom.
Well, all right, Mr. and Mrs. Portnoy, thank you for hopping on.
That's all you got
have
for
a
them.
great Thanksgiving. Yeah, you don't seem like
Your mother's bringing this whole thing down.
I don't know what you want. I feel like I've been playing along there, Eddie.
Mrs. Portnoy did ask what we were all
Well, what about
thankful
Frank?
for.
What are you doing for Thanksgiving?
I'm having my uncle over. I cook the turkey. I cook everything. I wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I start getting the turkey in the oven because my uncle wants to eat at noon. He did. Noon has been a traditional Thanksgiving time, even for my parents. My parents used to wake up 5 o'clock in the morning, make the turkey, and they're still doing that actually out in Idaho by themselves over there.
Let's go around, say what we're thankful for, and then thank you guys for coming out. We'll keep going. So we'll go with Mrs. Portnoy. You can go first.
Well, I guess like everybody, we're thankful that we're all healthy and well. I hope all your families are too. And I guess all the support friends and family have given during these difficult times.
Mr. Portnoy?
I'm thankful that I haven't been yelled at by my wife during this, what we're doing here.
This is the longest period.
Yeah, so I'm very thankful. I'm very relaxed. And I feel good. And she's probably going to yell at me when this is over, and I'll no longer be thankful.
Have you guys gotten a couch yet?
Yeah.
I think you were here when we had it.
We were an extra one. We told you what happened.
You
with
did.
that.
Yeah, I think.
You didn't really have one last Thanksgiving.
Well, two love seats across from each other. We didn't have that.
Maybe. I forget.
I want to tell you, this is an example. This is I don't want to name the company, but it's Wayfair. These companies wonder how they stay in business. We had some kind of a complaint about the couch.
That's stunning.
They sent us. Well, it wasn't my complaint.
Let me know. What was the complaint?
Well,
here we go. Now we're getting back to reality.
Well, it looked like in the packaging when I opened one, it was like pushed in, and the unit was kind of smushed. So I wanted
a couch was smushed. What? Smushed?
Yeah. So I wanted them just to replace the piece. Well,
like the cushion was smushed?
No, where the cushions go in the corner, the armrest piece.
We could show you the couch, but I'm not
piece
going
was
to
kind of pushed in a little bit, and I think it was from the packaging. And so when I called to tell them, they said they'd send me another one and to keep the old one. So the old one's in the family room, and I have those.
We keep getting extra couches. That's the short answer.
I still keep getting. It's on the way from them. Something's on the
way.
We're
expecting it any day now. It's been for about a year and a half. But we're ahead in the couch business. We have
3.
We only bought 2 and we have 3.
Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah, so it's been a good year I should have been thankful for that.
Got it.
For Wayfair not knowing what they're doing.
The stock market is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's been doing well.
Big day. I think the Trumpster, he came on, you probably don't know this because you've been working. He came out this morning for 30 seconds. Basically said, I'm thankful, the stock market is booming, and then he walked off the stage. I'm telling you, he was literally on there for 30 seconds. I don't think he realizes that one of the reasons it's booming right now is a lot of people are happy he's leaving. So he didn't see that as the reason. He figured his planning or whatnot.
And Dave, one other question I was going to ask you, and then I know Eddie wants us to hang up. What do you think of Brady?
He's starting to look old, obviously.
Couple of bad.
Yeah, he's looking. Yeah, I mean, I'm rooting for him, but
he's
still playing decent, but he's starting to look old.
All right, and you're thankful, you said, and then we'll go.
Well,
and Frank, we want to hear.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm obviously thankful things are going well. I don't have too much to complain about. My complaints seem, they're like the ones I said earlier, that people aren't helping me think of ideas. But in the scheme of things, that's not that big of an idea. A complaint, I should say. So, yeah, I have a lot to be thankful for. Everyone's healthy.
Yeah. Frank?
I'm thankful for my fans. My fans are probably the best fans. I think they really pushed the needle to finally get me here full time, and that's the big reason for this. And I get fans that send me things, and I find that just crazy. And someone sent me a plaque with a Dan Marino jersey in it, autographed. And I can't believe someone actually sent that to me, and it's just so overwhelming. And I want to put it on my wall, but I don't want it to. My wall kind of sucks. I'm in a terrible apartment. I'm going to move next year. Definitely, I'm out of there after.
Are you going to take
year.
Ralph with you? What about Ralph?
I don't know if I could take Ralph with me, but I'm going to.
Frank, would you be okay if Dave maybe stopped by on Thursday, grab some turkey?
Right now, I'm in Belleville. I have enough turkey.
Dave.
Frank,
I
was that
appreciate the offer.
Frank, was that a formal notice that you're leaving your apartment?
Probably, yeah. My lease is
You might want to keep this. You might want to keep this video so you don't have to send them a formal notice.
Well, my parents want to move back to New Jersey, and we're thinking about buying a two-family house. Although my father just sits and he has to watch Judge Judy. You can't bother him while he's watching Judge Judy. He watches Judge Judy like 6 episodes a day, 3 hours a day, and it's the same one. It seems like the same show's on every day. And meanwhile, my mother's smoking 2 packs of cigarettes because he's driving her nuts.
That's very similar to what happens here too.
Except I'm not smoking, but
Yeah,
sometimes
not-
I feel like it.
Yeah. Somebody else.
It's been a
is
lot
doing
of
it.
togetherness.
Yeah, you guys must be on top of it. I can't. It must be an interesting.
There's a lot of room here. I mean, we're not complaining.
True, I know. I'm aware.
Well, he's not, but I might be.
Yeah.
All right, well.
Oh, never mind.
All right, well, everybody stay well. Thanks for inviting us.
Have a nice Thanksgiving.
All right, see you
You
guys
too.
later.
You too.
Okay,
Bye.
yeah, bye-bye.
All right, now what, Eddie?
Now it's time to talk about Felix Gray, Dave.
Oh,
Are you wearing their glasses right now?
Yeah, I am wearing Felix Gray right now.
Felix Gray, it's big time. Tell us about it.
So they're blue light glasses. I started wearing for the Davey Day Trader stuff because I couldn't sleep. My eyes were blinking from looking at the screen and all the numbers. So they really work. Not only do they really work, I actually like the way they look too. So it's a good double thing. I need them when I look at the screen, and like I said, I like the looks.
Yeah, the thing is, too, like most blue light glasses don't filter enough blue light into the light spectrum wavelength that matters. Felix Gray does, though. Their glasses filter 15 times more blue light from screens than other clear blue light lenses. So whether it be, screen time, and they look good, Dave. I know you get a lot of compliments on those. So if you got headaches, blurry vision, if you got dry, tired eyes, trouble sleeping, exposure to blue light at night can impact melatonin secretion, the hormone, and that regulates sleep. Okay, so if you don't love your glasses in the first 30 days, their in-house customer care team will take care of exchanges and returns. Shop 15% off through Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Go to felixgrayglasses.com/Dave to shop better blue light glasses at their best price ever. That's Felix, Felix, Gray, Gray, glasses.com/Dave for 50% off site-wide through Black Friday/Cyber Monday. Free shipping, free returns, free exchanges. FelixGrayGlasses.com/Dave. Also, Dave, we got more to talk about here. We got Vuori. Vuori got a nice little cool spelling. You like their clothing.
Yep.
So Vuori means mountain, but to us, it represents the view from the summit, the expansive clarity it can provide, and the awe-inspiring experience it brings. Vuori, it is a new perspective on performance apparel. Perfect if you are sick and tired of traditional workout gear. Everything is designed to work out in, but doesn't look or feel like it. It's so freaking comfortable. You will want to wear it all the time. The product is incredibly versatile. It can be used for just about any activity like running, training, yoga, but also great for lounging on weekend errands. Dave, you said you want to meditate, do some yoga, so that'd be great for that, It's incredibly versatile and comfortable, like I said, designed to look great in everyday life. So Vuori is an investment in your happiness. Go check them out. For our listeners, they're offering 20% off your first purchase. Get yourself some of the most comfortable and versatile clothing on the planet at vuori.com/Dave. That's VUORI.com/Dave. Not only will you receive 20% off your first purchase, but enjoy free shipping on any U.S. orders over $75 and free returns. Go to VUORI.com/Dave and discover the versatility of Vuori clothing. All right, Dave, let's get inside Barstool. Frank the Tank, you're going to stick around? We could use his comments on some of this stuff, right?
I guess.
Yeah, that's cool. So first thing, Dave, big story coming out yesterday. Michelangelo has a sound from Carton and Roberts. Craig Carton said he saw you with a certain someone at a restaurant. Mike, can you play that, please?
Trying to get more. I mean, you said something that I think a lot of people in the audience are like, hey, I want to know who Portnoy was with. And if it was public, right? I mean, then there's nothing you're doing wrong. So why don't you say it?
Okay.
Good.
The fourth child of the President of the United States of America.
Oh, really? Is that Tiffany?
Tiffany Trump.
Tiffany Trump?
Yep.
How about that?
How about that?
Wow.
Sorry, KFC. Now you know.
Yeah, I heard this. It's just totally false. She was in the same restaurant as I was. I was sitting like here, and she walked out. I don't know who she was with. People. Somebody introduced me to her briefly, being like, "Hey, this is Tiffany Trump." I think she's like, "I liked your interview with my dad," and walked away. I mean, it was a 1-second interaction, so I have no idea where that's coming from.
Frank, what do you think? Would you like Dave to be dating Tiffany Trump?
I think that would be a nice match. I mean, you'd be in the Trump family. I mean, you'd be able to live in the Trump Tower.
Probably, if that was the case. But yeah, no, it was a strange thing to say. I mean, there was no way to misconstrue it. It wasn't. There's just no way, unless he knew he was making it up. Like, there's just no possible way.
Is there a chance he saw the interaction though? If it was that fast, or is it kind of?
Because even if you saw the interaction, it would appear like we didn't know each other. Like, I was sitting down eating dinner, and I'm like in a table with people surrounding me. And she was on the, walking out of the restaurant. So there's just no way to construe that me and her knew each other. It was a very obvious interaction, which we didn't know each other.
Have you hung out with her before?
No, I've never met her.
No, there's no
even if I had seen her, I wouldn't have known who she was, to be honest. If it wasn't, and like, there was just no possible way that could have been misconstrued. Strange. That's like a new thing now. People like to just make up who I'm hanging out with or make things up about me. Like, I saw another thing on that same gossip website, not that did that one, that was saying I was rude to somebody during a pizza review. It's like just made up. It was like people are just making stuff up.
I mean, yeah, within the last month, I believe, we've had that and the Real Housewives lady.
Real Housewives, John Calipari's daughter.
I didn't see that one.
Yep. When I was in Kentucky, it was like I went out to dinner with her. Someone said I was wearing a Kentucky basketball sweatshirt. I'd given up on Michigan. Megan Calipari, that's who they said it was. And then this.
Wait, so did you actually go out to dinner with her or no?
Who?
Megan Calipari?
No.
No.
No. I've never met her either. People are just making stuff up. The Carton thing's a little weird because she was in the restaurant, but I don't know why there was no way to get that out of there. It's just totally made up.
Was Carton there? Did you see him or no?
No.
No.
Again.
Frank, is Tiffany Trump?
We should text
Tiffany Trump, your
do you
dream
think
girl?
Carton is trying to just get ratings? Like, should we act like, who told you that? I almost didn't want dignified, but like, where'd you come? I like Carton. I've talked to him, but like, where'd you come up with that? Like, to say something like that on the radio, you should be right. No.
I mean, his show is better than Michael K. I mean, Michael K. I'd rather have a plunger stuck in my ear.
It's almost like I feel like addressing it is a bad look sometimes. It's like, I've had people, like when these rumors, I'll have people I know ask me, is this true? And I say no, and then they tell people, and then that gets picked up like I'm Oprah. I don't know. I'm just ignoring it. There's, in a weird way, there's so much confusion now around my personal life. It's good because I can just, if someone accuses me of something, I can always be like, well, 95% of it's made up. I will say, Eddie, I was out with a girl who said she used to date, I don't know if date exclusively, but on the board, like Khalil Mack.
Oh, did she have nice things to say about him? Was he a nice guy?
Yeah, she said he was actually very nice.
That's great. I like to hear that. Khalil Mack, it's my guy. Frank, what do you think? Is it like Tiffany Trump? Is she in your top 5 girls, top 10?
I would put her up there. I mean,
that's crazy.
I mean, you get that. I mean, come on, you get the money. You get the honey and the money.
Frank, who else you got up there? Who else is in the Frank top 10?
Jeez, right now,
the honey and the money. I like that, Frank.
I actually don't know. I wasn't even thinking about that way, so I'm not even like in that mindset.
What about Kate Beckinsale, Frank? You like her?
Again, ghosted. Should I send her another? I'm 0 for 2.
I think you deserve to do one bump, right? Just give it a bump. Or if you got something else.
I don't know that she's ever seen any of them. Try it.
What are we going with?
I gotta look. I think I just sent her a ghost emoji. This hurts. I just said this hurts.
All right, so we'll be updated next time we record. All right, so interesting. I know a lot of people are talking about that.
Yeah, obviously, no, just totally, just like not even the housewife I'd never met. I had no idea who it was. At least, I guess, in this case, I said hello, but crazy.
Yeah, and I don't know if there's an element for. I heard that she has tendencies to leak things, so maybe that was like her own do. I don't know. So who knows? But
That she said no? No way.
you don't think so?
Nope.
I could be wrong, but that's what I heard.
All right, then. What's Carton's thing? Hey, Carton. What's it? Carton?
Yeah, Carton.
Craig Carton Live?
Yeah, that's it.
It is Craig Carton Live?
Yep.
I think he's on the air right now.
It's not even worth it. I'm not even going to do it. It's not even worth it.
All right. Besides that, Scott Stapp, you posted the classic video of his
that halftime video is so electric. The funniest comment, the guy flying, somebody's like, who are those angels dressed as men? Very, very funny. Unbelievable video. And yeah, I posted it, and then it was making its rounds around the internet, and then he tweeted at me. He was familiar with, Barstool and the pizza reviews, and I'd love to do. I'm pretty selective on pizza review guests. I turn down a lot of them, but I would love to have him on there.
Who have you turned down that was kind of like a tweener?
I feel like I don't even remember. I've turned down a ton of people.
Really?
Yeah. Like 90% no's.
But Scott Stapp, I mean, that would be unbelievable.
Yeah.
You got there's a clip of you singing, so there's that fact. Like you would have to bust that out if you met him, right? If you did a review.
Sing?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Don't call me daughter, the place to be. The picture left will remind me, daughter.
You have to, but that was great. Did you guys communicate further, or was that
No,
it?
that was it.
All right, we got to get Scott Stapp. Frank Creed, where does Creed rank for you?
They're pretty good. I know that one song, "Can You Take Me Higher?" And the Mets one time had a guy on their team, Brian Schneider, and his walk-up music would be the song "Can You Take Me Higher?" And he was like an 0 for 20 slump, and I went, and then when he came up, I just started right there at City Field. I went, "Can you suck much harder? You can't buy a hit. You're terrible."
It's a good one. I like that one, Dave. What do you think?
It was great. It was loud. With the headphones, it's quite loud. I don't know how Michelangelo kept those headphones on.
What was your Priscilla tweet about?
I was out with a girl named Priscilla.
Do you want to know my vote before you say?
Sure.
I said Hispanic.
Yeah, she was Hispanic. She said it was
So
Hispanic. I thought it was a white girl name.
Hispanic.
Well, my vote won pretty heavily.
Did it?
45% said white. 34.
But I don't know if that busted either. It didn't change percentages forever. But yeah, I thought Priscilla, Priscilla Presley.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I didn't know it was a Hispanic name. She said it was.
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely voted for that because I don't know. I think I made like a Priscilla before, and she was Hispanic. But
yeah, so we had a little do on what type of name it was. So I'm like, all right, I'll throw it out for a vote.
Damn, really? You won 45%? That's a big margin too.
Yeah, and I think it would have been bigger. Like I said, sometimes Twitter polls break because there's that 46-35 with 4,000 votes, and it didn't change up to, I don't know how many votes ended up on it, like 150,000.
Then did you see Stephen Che boned All Biz Pete yesterday?
No.
Stephen Che tweeted all caps, "Business Pete, why do we have printers in this office if they all do not work?"
It's a fair question. Not out of bounds.
All Biz Pete responded, "All the printers work, obviously. If you are having issues, there are far better ways to get in touch with me and have me help than this."
Yeah, I don't know if that's true. Sometimes you do have to light a little fire in a Pete's ass.
And then TGA, Tech Guy Andrew, steps in. "They all work fine, Steve. Don't be mad at Pete because you can't figure out how to add paper to a printer tray."
Oh.
So something to keep an eye on.
Okay, I will.
Stephen Che, if he hates the printers that much, he has to do the recreate the Office Space scene.
Great scene, Tank. I agree. Something to keep an eye on. He just, Pete got boned by Stephen Che. So That's a Bruin rivalry, I guess. I also saw this weekend. Troops kind of made his debut. No, was that his first live stream?
Yeah. So he's in, and I thought he was good on the live stream. Very entertaining. I haven't talked to him much. He's been here so busy, but yeah, getting in the soccer space a little bit.
And a lot of people wanted to know. This was like a comment, I guess. Email question do you have any long-term strategy with soccer content?
No.
People want to know about Barstool Sam. Like, is that what's
no?
going
I
on?
don't have a long-term strategy. Hopefully, people enjoy Troops and it picks up in the live stream and people watch it. But I'm not a big long-term strategy guy. It's more prove your worth and not worth necessarily, but build the audience, and then you can do whatever you want. But as you know, it would be up to Troops and Sam theoretically to build the strategy for soccer. What am I know? I'm not a soccer guy.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. Because I mean, I don't. So is he living here? Is that?
I think yes.
Tyler O'Day soundtrack. It features Big T. I mean, this is the second album, I believe.
I've done a 180 on Tyler O'Day. I used to really despise him when he asked for a raise after I hired him 10 seconds later. But I actually kind of like him. He's just such a preposterous human.
He's great. He's exactly the type of character that you need walking around that place.
Yeah. He's got an old school vibe to him.
She took the blow and did it her way. Thank you.
Like an old school Barstool, I guess I did hire him till, again, he asked for a raise after he knew. It's like walking in, here's how much we pay. Okay, yes, good. All right, you got the job. You beat out all these people. Great. 5 minutes later, I'm going to need a raise. It's like, well, you knew everything going in, dude.
That could be the biggest turn, the biggest 180 you've made.
Yeah, I wouldn't have hired him back. I never would have. Gaz has freedom, and he's done that, I feel like, a couple times, hired people I ordinarily would not have hired back. I can't remember, but Tyler's definitely top of the list.
Yeah, I think we talked about that in episode 1 or 2 about how you were upset with Gaz's hiring tree at one point.
Well,
but it seemed...
yeah, I mean, yeah, a little bit.
Frank, are you looking to get on that album sometime? Do you think you could show your pipes?
Oh, I could be on an album here or there. I'm willing to participate.
Team player.
Big time team player. What's up with your guy? And he's listening, so I'm sorry. I apologize. But TiVo, I saw he caught a lot of heat about the BFF social on Stool Scenes. You guys seem to mend it up. What happened there?
The social was cringy. The way it talked, the way it communicated, it was cringy. It's still, there was one that Austin did that I thought was cringy. I think I took him off of it too as well. There's just no feel to being like correct. And social media is a skill, and neither of them have it. And again, this goes at the top of my tree that we can't figure this out, but it's not as easy just we'll assign them and somebody does it. Like if you ask Gaz about his social media, it's like, well, here's my best guys. We're not giving enough thought to really anything on the Team Portnoy front lately, I don't believe.
All right, so let's get into that. So right now for this show, it's me and Michelangelo and you. Who's on BFF right now? You, Josh, and...
Well, it's me and Josh. And then Kevin, I guess, sits in the seat that Michelangelo is in, kind of the producer seat. I get a packet of information that I think Kevin, I don't know who, I know he sends it to me, but I don't know who else is working on it.
So is that the content is the problem right here?
Yes, it's brain dead content. I'm getting brain dead content. I don't know that I'm getting any good ideas.
And you're
it looks like something that hasn't been given creative thought, and that again, it starts with me. Maybe I don't have creative people. Like, just like I said with social, expecting somebody to come up with cool, unique ideas may not be a skill set. Like Frankie is good at that. If you look at what he does now, like he comes up with ideas and concepts, and he was always even a little bit of an issue with me because he's got his own stuff going on. But I need forethought. Like I got order takers, not makers on my team right now, is what I'm afraid of. Although, as I say it, Austin has been doing a great job with my TikTok. So he does things on the TikTok that I like a lot.
So what you're really saying is you need a producer that is going to come to you with ideas and then like make sure that you're ahead of the curve, not just kind of doing the status quo.
Correct.
I think was what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I mean, I get a play sheet for BFFs 5 minutes before I go in. Maybe I get emailed the night before, but it's like nothing. Like BFFs went crazy one episode. I had Alex rank the Sway Boys. I came up with that idea. Like anything that's working, we're not. I need ideas. I need help.
Wait, so then did you say you're not going to air that episode, or you are going to air it?
Which one?
The one that you just recorded.
Maybe a part of it. We had the chef who was on the DeMellos, but it wasn't like electric.
Why? What was it? You guys didn't have the questions. He wasn't really giving you what you were looking for.
No, he wasn't going to be like controversial. There was no way to do it better in that case, but it would have worked in a bigger episode. But we haven't found it. And the more I'm thinking about it, I thought about more. It has to be almost like rundown, like that crazy video that's so funny that went viral with the people fighting in the Wawa. Like hilarious. Like we should have watched that together and then chopped it up about that video, almost like rundown style. That could probably work. We need something sustainable. But my issue is, and it's not just this. So we end that episode, and I'm the only one who's going to give it thought on how to make better till we film next time.
Does Josh give it much thought? Where's he in the process?
Who?
Josh.
No, I think he's so busy. I mean, we talked a little bit about today, but I don't think he is much either. Although he is doing something that shows, like he has his own show called Tea Time, which is like gossip and whatnot, and it's like a big thing that they're doing. He's shutting that down because I think he sees the potential of BFFs, and he's going to combine it to one. So Josh and I both know. And this is what, with BFFs in the beginning, I wasn't sure how long it would last. I wasn't like, will it be 1 episode, 5 episodes? I just want to get into TikTok. I know right now, I can always judge how things are doing. I'm out in the streets and tons of people are mentioning it to me. Hey, love BFFs. We put out good episodes. We've skipped a week already, but the potential is too big not to put the thought to make it great. And I'm going to have to carve out time to do that. And maybe I'm the only one who can do it.
No, but I feel you. It drives you nuts when you put out an episode that you're not like, I wasn't happy with that.
Right. And we haven't had to do it because we don't have the advertisers and whatnot, so we can skip it. But we don't have that formula yet that we can depend on to make it great once a week. He's good enough. I'm good enough. That formula exists. I'm going to have to, again, and maybe everything. What frustrates me, and I don't always have time, like, the right maybe to be frustrated is, and it could be because of my personality or perfectionist, if I don't sit and spend the time myself to make sure it's great, I ain't getting help from anybody else. But I'm doing a million fucking things. So it's like, can I get a fucking second here? That's kind of how I, look at, like, if I went to Miami for the weekend, that sets me back. I'm not thinking, and it's like, that hurts. That's almost why I'm staying here, like this Thanksgiving. It's like, let me just regroup here.
And then you land on Sunday, you're not really looking to fucking do much.
Well, land on Sunday and I go fucking film a million things all day Monday. Today, people are like, yo, Dave, you're in a bad mood. I filled the NFL show. Well, I did DDT stream when I woke up. I did the pro football show right after that. I went in and did the Josh show, BFFs, which sucked. And then, so I'm thinking as I'm walking in to do this show, my mind's on the show that just sucked and ended 5 minutes ago. Like, how do I make it better? How do I make it better? I'm not thinking about this show.
Yeah. No, I hear that it affects everything. No, I hear you. It sucks. It's a shitty situation.
And it's like champagne problems. It's good. It's a lot, but I'm still so involved. I'm somehow more involved in content than I've ever been because, it pushes the pen and the gambling and things like that. But I'm getting no relief on content at all. Except for Austin and his TikTok. He's doing a very good job.
Well, we're preparing here too, right?
Yeah.
Like we're
Yes.
So all right. And then let's talk about ExpressVPN here. Let's do some listener emails and get out of here.
How many ads we got? 4?
We got a lot. We got 5 ads this show, so this will be the last ad.
Is that like a max? I don't know how that works. If they sold 8, would they stick 8 in there?
No. So I was talking to Stephen Shea about that because I know people are complaining about the ads last episode too, but apparently from here on out we're only going to have 4 this week, and last week we had 5. So
see, I'd rather get like a title sponsor to pay like $1 billion and have 1.
Agreed. Completely agree.
So maybe we throw that into the universe.
That would be great. Someone who's really going to pony up. We'll push the fuck out of them, and then we'll just use 1, and we'll just let it flow and not have to worry about everything. But regardless, ExpressVPN are our guys today. When you use the bathroom, you always close the door behind you, right? So you don't want a random passerby looking in on you. So why would you let someone look in on you when you go online? Using the internet without ExpressVPN is like going to the bathroom and not closing that door. As you know that your internet service provider like Comcast or Verizon knows every single website you visit. Frank, you know about that.
Yes, I do.
Frank.
And
yeah, you're worried about people spying on you.
Oh, of course. And I know when you get a good VPN, you need to have that security. And if you don't have that security, I mean, everything's out there. It's like they could get your social security number, and let me tell you, identity theft is rampant.
I had my identity stolen, Frank.
It's scary, and then it's hard to get back.
I did. I had it stolen. Dave Portnoy number 2 took it.
Where was the guy? New York, upstate New York, or something?
He stole $200,000 from me, and then and used it. He got away. He he took my Social Security. He bought a place in Florida under my name. It was the FBI was involved. It was a big deal.
It's a big deal. So that's why ExpressVPN creates a secure encrypted tunnel between your device and the internet so that your online activity can't be seen by anyone. I use ExpressVPN on all my devices. It works on everything. Phones, laptops, even routers. So everyone who shares your Wi-Fi can still be protected even if they don't have ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN is the #1 rated VPN by CNET, Wired, The Verge, and countless others. The best part is using ExpressVPN is as easy as closing the bathroom door. You just fire up the app, click one button, and you're protected. So if you're like me and believe your online activity is your business, secure yourself by visiting expressvpn.com/Eddie today. Use my exclusive link, expressvpn.com/Eddie, EDDIE, and you can get an extra 3 months for free. That's expressvpn.com/Eddie. All right, Dave. So listener emails, once again, if you want to get your email in, go to Dave Portnoy Show at barstoolsports.com. All right, this one's from Ryan, Dave. Is there someone who doesn't currently work there that would be a dream hire for Barstool?
Say that if someone who doesn't work here who would be a dream hire. Dream hire. No, I can't really think of anybody who would be a dream hire who would like totally transform the way things work. You know, our hires, the ones that truly tend to be like the most successful are unknowns who like create their own niche here. So we've tried to hire, like Scott Van Pelt's awesome. McShay I'm close friends with, so that I think he'd fit in. But it's a little different when you're coming with the big name. So I don't know. I can't think of any.
Russillo would be awesome.
Yeah, he'd be good. I mean, he's in L.A. We talked a little bit.
He'd be very good. And the thing is even if you say, like, all right, you throw out the most preposterous name, like Matthew McConaughey or something, like say he did a podcast or something on the network, you still don't know if you're getting McConaughey to buy into Barstool, right? Like that's a conundrum.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
And when you look for talent, do you look more at the following or the quality of work?
It really is a combo. It's an absolute combo. It depends what we're hiring them for. There's a lot of areas that we hire that certainly aren't necessarily my cup of tea or my areas of expertise, but the following speaks to that they're doing something right. And then you'll have like a KB, and it's like, oh, this guy's electric, no following, but he's an automatic hire, you know?
And then you brought him up, KB and Nick. We talked about him, I think, episode 1 or 2. That's why I tell people, like, just go listen back. A lot of these things we already talk about, but you have nothing but good things to say about those guys.
Yeah, and a lot of the ways you get hired here can be if I think somebody's very good or very funny, and then they recommend somebody else. So, like, I couldn't see enough of Nick to really know anything about him, but KB was pretty adamant that he should be hired. So it's like, all right, fucking KB knows funny, so let's hire him. And then obviously it's worked. So that method generally, if someone here vouches for somebody else, it generally works.
Two Thirds of the greatest
they might not be in
on the
most top sponsored content, but they're just super funny, so you're cool with it, right?
Yes, they're extremely funny. And I don't care if funny sells. Sometimes our sales may not have the easiest time selling unique, interesting content, but I don't care. We need always that. because we do obviously do other things that are crafted to be more salesy, so they offset. We try as much we can to keep the branded content as interesting as possible, but sometimes you got to bend a little bit.
This next one, of all the interns you've had from the beginning, who would be the one that you'd love to have back?
Elise. Intern Elise.
She cleaned all the shit, all the merch room, right?
We've had very few interns who have been productive. She was one of them.
Okay.
And I'm sure she has like a very good job. So, but I mean, she was actually an intern who like did stuff and was like helpful and responsible. We haven't, in my tenure, haven't had a ton of those.
Do you know what she's up to now?
No, I'm sure she's successful, whatever she's doing.
No contact or nothing?
No.
Now, that'd be great from a full-time standpoint, but I think if you need to get one day someone walking through those glass doors, you got to pick Muskie.
Are you talking for content?
Well, if you stay full-time, if she did whatever it was, whatever Barstool you think she'd be successful,
I mean, Muskie,
sure.
yeah, Muskie was, the Muskie era was an interesting one.
No, I mean, it looks bad for you because it was perfect yesterday. And now it's broken.
It wasn't perfect yesterday?
It was perfect yesterday.
Yeah.
Before you stuck the scissors in there, was there anything wrong with it?
No.
And now it's falling apart.
But it still works, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's going to fall out of the wall. But I guess my point is, I left, it was perfect. I showed up today, I'm like, what the fuck is going on with the AC? It's falling apart. I said, Cooley, what do you do? He said, Muskie was fucking with it. And now you're admitting that you're saying you didn't touch it, but you stuck a scissors in it.
Yep.
Oh, I'd also love to see what weird hair. I know weird haircut Seth. At least everyone says he hates me, but I mean he was a unique one too.
In Muskie, there's no contact either. He wants nothing to do with it.
No, Muskie's fine. I believe. I remember Big Cat one time. I think I've told this. It's still maybe the most remarkable thing that's ever happened. Out of the blue, like 2 years ago, he's like, "You'll never guess who I just saw," and I just guessed Muskie. He's like, "How'd you know that?" It's like, I don't know. It just hit me. I mean, it was remarkable.
It's a random one. I kind of like to do a J-Mac check-in. Wasn't he a chef now or something like that?
Yep. J-Mac just he's somebody who got fired and openly just stopped working. Like he willed himself to be fired. Like when I'm like, "Hey, you're fired," he's like, yeah, it probably makes sense.
He created a verb on Barstool. You get J-Mac.
Yeah.
That means you get faked out a lot. You believe the deep fake videos.
Not even deep fake.
Well, at least he's not throwing cereal on the train like another intern you used to have.
Oh, yeah, Croc Kid. That kid sucks. That was probably gas hire.
Unbelievable. And also, if you took on another investor, who would be your dream investor?
Another investor, who would be my dream investor?
Well, I know someone who's able to invest after January 20th.
Who's that?
The current president.
Oh, he wouldn't be dream investor. You know, I think about it much more on the, like, what could they do to take us to the next level? You know who it would be, but I don't know. It's interesting on whether he'd do it. Charles Barkley. And he's not a traditional investor. If Charles Barkley's like, "Hey, I want to put money into this, and I'm going to help take this thing to the next level." Like, I'm not going to do a Jordan investment in which I just give money and I'm like not doing anything. But if it's like, I'm going to start being part of content, gambling content, stuff like that, he could be a big help. And I don't even know that we'd want his money. It's like, I'm going to become involved with you guys. He would be a dream. And I've actually, believe it or not, said it on a TMZ interview. Like, TMZ ambushed me outside my house and was just asking me questions. And it was right after we hired Dion, right? And they're like, if you could hire any other celebrity, who would it be? And it caught me off guard. I'm like, Charles Barkley. He reached out. Barkley reached out. And we, like, traded texts. It didn't go anywhere, but because of, he's never, He's never gonna. God knows how much he gets paid at like TNT. It must be like infinity dollars. So it's nothing that we'd have to incent him so highly. I don't know that it's possible with like Penn stock or whatever. But if he was correctly incentivized, he'd blend in perfectly here. I know he's a big gambler, and it would be great.
Dave, we got to figure this out.
I don't know that there's any amount of money that could make it worth, I mean, what, hundreds of millions? He probably makes $100 million with TNT, I would guess. I bet he has a $100 million contract. I have no idea, but I'd guess.
Does he have a podcast? Can he be our fucking, we need an NBA podcast, right? Like, why can't we get someone who could do all the logistics and Barkley shows up?
But I don't know that would get the job done. Podcasting is weird. You need him in videos. You need him in everything. It's like celebrities just doing podcasts don't always translate the way you'd think. It's like the guys like us. It's like PMT, Call Her Daddy, the grind it, live it, 24/7 people. Those are the successful podcasts.
Yeah, my thing about Charles, though, is he tells so many awesome stories now. Like, picture when he, like, I mean, of course, it's not going to be now because he's still doing TNT. But when he really has nothing to lose, he still has unbelievable stories.
Right, but you'd have to get him. Like, nothing seems to work for us unless it's all in. Like, when we're doing, like, pieces of it, and you're on one show and then this show and telling a story there, it doesn't, the weight doesn't translate.
Yeah, there's got to be a way to figure out the best way to use him before you even go there.
And it's just hard. It's hard to make it worth it. Where the amount of money that would have to be given to make it worth his while, it's hard.
We did a dog walk draft yesterday, and one of the categories was one guest you'd like to have at your Thanksgiving, and Charles Barkley was my pick.
Again, if it was motivating correctly, but how's a guy like that? It's almost like, to me, like the Penn thing happened on a much smaller level. But if you're an outside company and you're like, well, we want Dave. Like, what do you have to do to get me to be like, I'm going to fire? Like, my time is so thin and I've already made so much, not bragging, but like, what would you have to do to get me to be like, yep, I'm going to put fucking every ounce of energy into this new venture? A lot.
Yeah.
And multiply that with Barkley time, because he's so good. He just shows up on that TNT show. He probably isn't prepping that much, and he just does it and goes. And I don't know what his contract is, but you hear how much these people are making for like Romo and what Nance. He's 1,000% better than those guys and far more irreplaceable.
Dude, yeah. Charles Barkley's incredible.
Like, you can't replace him. He's one of the few media people who, like, that show is almost, I don't want to say dead because everybody's good on it, but you need him. He's the glue.
Compared to ESPN's basketball coverage, ESPN's basketball coverage is terrible.
I actually don't think it's that bad,
but compared to TNT, it's like TNT is so much better.
Yep, it's because of him, really, and Ernie's very good.
And the interaction, Shaq is good.
Yep.
Kenny Smith, especially Kenny Smith.
Kenny Smith is great.
Kenny Smith and Charles Barkley had that little bit of a rivalry going.
Yep,
and that's always a good interaction.
It's a good crew. It's a very good crew. Couple more here. Matt, I live in a state with a couple Penn casinos, but haven't seen much Barstool branding. How does Penn decide on which location gets a physical Barstool Sports book?
A lot of them will, and we have those discussions all the time, and a lot of them is based on a variety of factors. State rules, technology, a whole host of reasons. It's a jigsaw puzzle.
And a lot of people have been sending pictures and everything from the Denver one. It looks pretty cool. Has there been anything? Do you plan on going there? What's going on with that?
Yeah, we'll get there eventually. Probably in the next, 6 to 10 months.
And of course, people want to know if you're opening a Denver office because of that.
No.
All right, last question. Tyler, what's your relationship like with Carrabbas?
Me?
Yeah.
Good. I mean, we don't talk much since he left. Not because I have anything I'm mad or anything. It's just once you leave, I'm so busy. The times I talk to people are generally like in the office. But good. I mean, I've always liked Jared.
Yeah, you guys you just don't interact as much because he's not there. But
Correct.
Back in the day, there would always be the son, dad, everything like that. All right, Dave, that's it. Black Friday.
Friday.
Keep a lookout. Cyber Monday.
Yep. Do you think people are going to hate this episode, Eddie?
Would you say sorry?
Do you think people are going to hate this episode?
No, I think the end was good. I thought the end was very solid, actually.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I will see.
And we also have shirts now that are going to be in unit sizes.
I love
units.
it. What is that? So how many X's?
Up to 6X.
Ooh.
This is 6X, what I'm wearing right now.
Nice.
Would you have thought you would end up here, Frank the Tank, in a year ago, 2 years ago?
I was always hopeful, but, realistic.
Well, welcome. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad we could make it happen.
Well, thanks a lot, and I'm glad I'm finally here. It feels like a tranquility that I could finally be here. I mean, 20 years ago, I was a broadcast student, and I couldn't find anything in the broadcast field.
Yeah, it's crazy because Frank probably has a better appreciation of being here than 97% of the people we got in this place because he's had a real world job. I've had a real world job like, KFC did, Dan. A lot of the younger kids, the world's job, most jobs fucking suck. And when you're here and you can make your own schedule and do whatever you want, with the exception of Frank sings in everybody's face, he'll be on a pitch count. But other than that, it really, waking up and not hating your job is, you want to talk about being thankful. That's the best blessing you can have in life. It truly is.
I mean, all four of us, Chicago, we did that shit too.
It's night and day. It's night and day. There's no price tag you can put on, for a long time here, I haven't cared whether it's Monday or Saturday. And there is nothing better than that. There's nothing better than that.
You're right. You're very right. How about you? What do you think? You don't seem like you're hopeful about this one.
I don't know. The beginning, I don't know. I thought my parents are usually better. It was I think we could have done something better with my parents, but what are you going to do?
It's COVID. COVID depresses everything.
Well, yeah. My mom is very depressed.
Really?
Yes, she was crying the other day. She cries a lot because I don't get to see them that much. So Thanksgiving, she's right, is the automatic me home. But once COVID's done, we'll obviously figure it out.
I can't wait. I just can't wait till this nightmare's over. I want to be in a full stadium again with fans cheering on the Mets, cheering on the Devils, and hopefully next year I'll finally get a chance to fly down to Florida and actually watch a Dolphin game at their stadium. I just go to Dolphin games at the Meadowlands every year. And ironically enough, this week is the Dolphin-Jet game, and of course, no fans allowed, so I can't go there. And I always love laughing at Jet fans. One time, a Jet fan came in dressed like the Karate Kid. Remember the Cobra Kai with the?
I think it's not the best radio move, though, Frank, to cover your mouth.
Yeah. Well, he had the paint from the skeletons. Yeah, and he grabbed it and put it on my head and destroyed my Dolphin hat. And I just stood there. And then the Dolphins ended up kicking the Jets' ass and says, "You fucking losers. You did this to my hat. Well, this is why you Jets always suck and always will suck."
That's almost like a Bruce Wayne story, like seeing your parents killed in front of you and being like, well, you just created Batman. They rubbed the Skeletor stuff on his hat, and now they got an arch enemy for life.
Michelangelo, you had a quick plug?
Yes. To all the listeners out there, we are now putting full episodes on a new YouTube channel that's specific to the Dave Portnoy Show. So go ahead and give that a watch.
Yeah, and then we'll hopefully have some shirts in the store for Black Friday. Just stay posted, if Dave, if we're cool with that. So
sure.
Besides that, I think that's it. I think we're good.
All right. Thanks, Eddie. Have a good Thanksgiving.
Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week.
All right, have some good turkey stuffing and watch out for the candy corn.